morning. I think it's still morning. Yes. Good morning, everybody. This is Cheryl Howard, your inspirational and transformational strategist. And I just want to talk a few minutes to my single ladies. And you can be single by divorce. Maybe you've never married, or maybe you've lost your husband to death. And I'm just enjoying this right now. I want to discuss my Single Woman of Purpose tour, and I want to discuss how not some of us, we all have a purpose, but while you're in your singleness, let me turn this down now. While you are in your singleness, and this is for those of you who feel stuck, you don't know what your purpose is, or you know what it is, and you don't know how to actualize it. You don't know what steps you need to take to bring that vision to pass. And the wonderful reason why I'm doing this Single Woman of Purpose tour, where I'm just going to be touring around different cities in 2017, is because I want to talk to you if you are that person and you need to get together with a lot of other women, because you need to support. Some of us, we're not in the right environment where we can get together and have masterminds and get ideas and exchange information and exchange talents and gifts. So important that we share what God has given us, because you may have the key to help catapult somebody else's vision and career. You may be the answer. You could be the solution, or you may come to a conference and find your solution. The reason why I says is important to be in the right environment, because a lot of times what you're missing is just one thing: networking, expanding your reach, broadening your territory, and meeting the right individuals. So it's not always a money issue with some people. It's a networking issue with some people, where I was hair in my mouth. Being in the right kind of movement environment where you're meeting other women who are in your same position. Some are already successful at doing what it is they love to do, and you can learn from them, and some are right where you are. But coming together, I believe collaboration is very powerful, because like I said, you bring minds together, and out of that, so many wonderful things can be birthed. Let me tell you. And then somebody come along and put fire under your vision, and it gives you hope. Just being in a type of environment like that with creative folk, it starts your creative juices flowing, and you start thinking, and your ideas start to come back. And one of the things I always think about is, like, after I went through my divorce, God reminded me, because I knew I had a lot of great things that I wanted to do myself. And I'm like, how am I going to do this now? I'm by myself. It's just me and my daughter. I don't have all the resources. I do have faith. I do believe that God was reminding me of things that I wanted to do. And he took me back to when I was a little girl. I'm telling you, talking about a wonderful counselor. He reminded me of the things I wanted to do since I was young. Like I used to love to write. I used to create books and plays and skits just on my own in my room. And I would make books, and I would get ribbons, and I had the loose leaf paper, and I would take little strings around the holes, and just to make my own book and have plays and chapters. And then I would put that away, because I wasn't in the type of environment where those things were cultivated, or someone really saw into me that way. Because, sometimes your parents just doing the best they can do. Life is hard, and they're trying to hold down the household as single moms as well. And I remember my mom going through that until she got married to my stepdad. But so I know that sometimes it's not that parents don't want to get into their children, but they can feel very overwhelmed. So we can't stay in a state of blaming or I wish. Yes, it's true. It can affect you as an individual, or you may not have been able to live your purpose or know it at a young age because you wasn't in that type of environment. But now your latter days can be greater than your past. Getting these messages. Your latter days can be greater than your past, like in the life of Job. Go read Job, for those of you who don't know his story, because his latter days was greater than his past, than his previous days. And he had he had a great life even before then. But then when he went through his catastrophe and lost everything and his family, God doubled his blessings, because he believed God. He would not turn away from God, even though other people around him thought he should have given up. And he didn't give up. And he even had friends that would speak to him and say they didn't understand. So they was talking from a place of ignorance, and they thought maybe he did something, or, and sometimes we have people around us who do not give us wise counsel, or they're counseling out of their own experience, and that's not a good thing. But he reminded me of the things I wanted to do, wanting to write, love to speak, loving to counsel, loving to coach, loving to act, loving to sing, all these things that I did when I was young, but I just touched these things. And so after my divorce, when he brought those things back, I started writing them down. And I was like, thank you, God. I needed to be reminded of who I am. This is why I call my the life coaching and strategies business Get Your Life Back, because that's literally what the Lord was doing, was helping me to get my life back. And I remember a vision he gave me of me going into like an enemy camp who kind of stole, and he reminded me of the scriptures that talk about going into the enemy's camp and stealing back everything that the enemy stole from God's people. And he showed me that comparison, because that's exactly what I was doing. He showed me going inside this place, and I seen treasures, and I seen gifts and talents, and I even seen where the enemy was going to try to take things from my next generation, my seed, my baby. And I was like, oh no, you're not. And I literally went into the room and I started pulling this back, and I started saying, give me this back, and I'm taking this back, and you're not getting this from my daughter. And I just stopped pulling all these things that belong to me, that God had already had for me. And I'm like, thank you, Lord, for that vision. You need to spend time with God. You need to sit and talk to the Father, and then you need to be quiet in his presence. Because when you do that, revelation starts to come, and God starts answering your prayers, and he starts putting the pieces of the puzzles back together. Because some of you feel like you're all over the place, and a piece of you is here and a piece of you is there, especially after going through loss or divorce. And it's like, okay, I got to get myself together. So you got to go through the grief moment of being abandoned or feeling alone and all. That's natural. Grief is not only a result of death, but it's a result of loss, of feeling displacement. What do I do now? Where do I go? And so it's so important to take that time out to spend with the Father. And for those who do not believe in the Father, I pray that you will develop and get to know the Father and develop a relationship with him. Your life will never be the same again. I know what it feels like to have a father wrap his arms around you and say, daughter, I love you. I have great and wonderful things for you. Can you not conceive it? And when you embrace God's love, when you embrace the Father's love, I'm telling you, that spirit of feeling void is, even though I had my physical fathers present, my stepdad and my biological dad, but it's nothing like the love of the Father. And I didn't have that type of intimate relationships with my fathers, and a lot of times they didn't know how to be that type of dad to their daughters. They didn't know how to be that first date, or to affirm their daughters and speak life into their daughters, so we can grow up with that confidence. But I thank God that I understand what it feels like for the Father himself to grab. Imagine God doing this to you. Imagine God hugging you and saying, I love you, my daughter. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. I have given you all things that pertain unto life through godliness. So when we receive that, we start to feel good about ourselves. We start to love ourselves more. And I was thinking this morning, I said, God, a lot of women, first of all, have to learn how to love themselves. And they can only do that first by embracing your love. Because I know, and I did love myself. I didn't battle with that area, but I still experienced a love like none before. The Bible is right. There is no greater love, and there's no greater love than God giving his son. But I don't want this to be a whole preachment, but I have to throw that in there. I am a Christian life strategist and coach. So I have to acknowledge the Father in all of my ways. He is the one who directs our path. He is the one who gives us divine connections and revelation and wisdom that is better than our wisdom. His knowledge and wisdom is higher. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. We can't even understand all things. We can't fathom all things, but someone can. The word tells us that God is so great that there's no one hiding him, that when he couldn't swear by anybody else, he had to swear by himself, because he is Alpha, he is Omega, he is the beginning, and he is the end. He is omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, all-knowing, and everywhere at all times, and all-powerful. My God, grab hold of that. But anyway, back to the single woman of purpose. So when God did all of that in me, oh my God, I have a desire to help other women who feel the same way. And sometimes you just need to hear one word or need to have one experience that would change your life, like the woman at the well. Didn't mean for this to turn into a preachment, but hey, that's what it's going to be today. When she came to the well and she had been through so many relationships and was just went through and feeling, and just, I believe she was just feeling famine inside and just tired and weary and going through cycles over and over again. But when she came to the well and saw Jesus and he spoke life into her, he said, my dear, you have all these husbands and the one you have now is not yours. And so he saw into her. I don't think I said that right. But anyway, I want you to get the main point. He saw her void that she was experiencing, her cycle that she was experiencing in her life. And she needed change and she needed an experience. And once she met Jesus at the well, she had to go back and tell somebody that she met a man. Woo! Change her life, let me tell you. And some of us need that one experience where we are in the right atmosphere at the right time. But you know what? When we have a relationship with God, it's about relationship. This is what I want to say. Because being at the right place at the right time, sometimes even us, we have to put ourselves into motion. We have to transform our thinking. We have to combat those negative core thoughts that we battle with inside, the negative core beliefs that we battle with inside, that we battle with inside. And then once we do that, it'll set us on the right course where we can open ourselves up to being in the right place at the right time. Okay, so it's something that we have to do as well. It's not about just sitting home and opportunities going to come. No. You have to first do a renewing of the mind. This is biblical, but it's also psychological, transforming the way you think and whatever. And that takes work, and we can go through that as well. And if you need that type of help, you can go to my website, SherylWhiteHoward.com, and I will help walk you through that, because I do transformation and mindfulness coaching and strategies and personal development and all of that. But you can find out everything that I do, all of my service that I provide to help you live your best life at SherylWhiteHoward.com. But back to the Single Woman of Purpose tour. This is the main reason why I want to do the tour, is because I want to bring a whole lot of single women together. This is targeted towards single women, and I talk to all women because I've been married and I've been single. So to really help you hone in, help you just come into an atmosphere where those things that are doormat start to give so you can get it breathed into, so we can breathe into that thing coming together. Not only us, but God breathe. And just start to feel good again, and start to feel excited about your future, and start to change the way you're thinking about things, and you start to feel creative again, and all that starts to come alive. That's what happened with me. And then it started coming so fast. I had to oh my God, I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that. And then after you've done all of that, then you can start organizing all of those things and start prioritizing the steps that you need to take to actualize each of those visions. But I just want you to have that one experience where you feel so great and you're ready to take on the world. And even starting with the simple things like learning how to network, learning how to organize your life so you can do what it is you love to do. So say you do work at a full-time job, well, you can learn how to work that side hustle and take your time doing it. And you can learn about how to better manage your finances, all this stuff. Look, I'm still improving in all of these areas, but the thing is, I'm doing it because I don't want to have a sad song at the end of my life. I want to leave a mark that cannot be erased. I want to leave a legacy in other people, and I want to leave a legacy with other people, including my daughter. And so to me, it's just so important, and God just put that in my spirit to do a single woman purpose tour and go around and speak to large and small groups of single women who've gone through what I've gone through, and you literally feel like you're getting the pieces of your life back together, and you're grabbing on to things, but you need help, or you need encouragement, you need to feel empowered. And so I want to offer strategies during these workshops to help you feel empowered, and understand also too that you have the answer. A lot of times you have a lot of your own answers locked up inside of you, but you just needed someone to kind of help you change the mindset so you can go and tap into those places, and then you will start doing the work for yourself, because it's about feeling empowered. You have what you need inside of you. God has already given you those things, but sometime through life experiences and the vicissitudes that we go through, we forget, or we didn't know. And so now that we're single again, we have an opportunity. So change your mindset. Don't see your situation as the end. I never thought that way. I didn't think it was the end. Sad, hurt, yes. But because I had a vision, I didn't perish. And that vision kept me alive. And I was able to revive it with the help of God, to write the book, to start my speaking business, to continue with ministry. And I started doing a lot of missions work, and I started ministering and evangelizing. Oh my God. And just watching God use me, and like realize, wow, God, you have a work for me to do. God has a work for you to do as well. And I need you to see it. So if you are interested, or if you are part of an organization or a church, or you yourself have some people in your community that you can organize to come together, and you want to book the Single Woman of Purpose tour, connect with me on SherylYHoward.com. We can talk about this. We can go through all the logistics of how this can be done, but I just have a desire to do this. So 2017 is going to be about women's empowerment and single women of purpose, because you do have a purpose. And I'm not just limiting it to one, but you have purpose. Not limiting it to something that you should be doing, but that you should be living on purpose. Living a purposeful life is so important, because it brings fulfillment. And you know what? I believe that at these workshops, that God is going to deliver people from the spirit of depression and feeling stuck and not knowing what to do, and confused and indecisive, and come against all those core self-believing thoughts, like those things that defeat you, those self-defeating thoughts that keep you stifled and they keep you crippled, and you're unable to move forward, and you're unable to even be creative in your mind, because you're imprisoned in your mind because of those thoughts that keep you held down. They're strongholds, and they need to be removed. So I'm telling you to expect God to move as well, because it's not only about me, it's about God's business. I'm just a vessel, but I want to see God. Oh my God, I want to see him move through your life. I get excited for other people when they experiencing something awesome and changes in their life and being transformed and walking into their purpose. I'm like, I applaud you. I am so happy. I get excited about other people. I've always been that way. I never battle with envy and jealousy of my sister. And one of the main reasons is because I knew who I was in God. And again, it goes back to loving yourself and knowing your self-worth, knowing the worth that God has put inside of you. When you walk in that, and when you embrace that, you can celebrate other people. You can celebrate your sister. You can be happy for her without having these reserved feelings of feeling threatened, or feeling like you're less worthy, or, walking around with a spirit of competition and comparing yourself to her. When you embrace who you are, when you understand who you are, and you embrace that, those chains fall off. And you're able to celebrate other people in their success as well. And that's what it's all about. So it's about sisterhood. Yes. It's about empowerment. Yes. It's about masterminding. It's about coming together and sharing our resources and forming networks and alliances and collaborations, so that you would never be the same again when you leave one of these Single Woman Purpose traveling tour workshops. So I look forward to meeting with you. I'm going to come to your city. So drop me a line, submit your information to me online if you are interested in booking a single woman purpose tour, and we will connect. But anyway, I want you to have a great day today. It's raining here and it's cool and chilly, but I am not going to let that affect my mood or my day. And I did a broadcast on this yesterday about adjusting to Mondays, because so many people battle with, oh, it's Monday and I got to go back to work, and just learning how to adjust and cope with all the transitions and changes. And if you want to catch that broadcast, I am going to upload it to YouTube, but it's on my Facebook page at Cheryl.Howard. I'm sorry, I keep doing that. CherylHoward.GetYourLifeBack. That's on Facebook.com. Facebook.com/CherylHoward.GetYourLifeBack. And just pop on there and click, what do you call it, when notifications come on, when you want to know when I'm coming on live. I'm trying to think about what they call it. Click on that so you can get a notification of when I go live, because I'm going to be doing Thursday videos, and December is all about goal attainment. So this falls right in line with goal attainment. You missed November. It was about building healthy relationships and communication, but I always talk about that because that's part of what I do. But December is about goal attainment and how to prepare and work on those dreams and those visions to help you actualize those things, and seeing those things come into fruition, and networking and all these other things that are so great that are part of your goal attainment. So for some of you single women, one of your goals are going to be to network and to come to some kind of life-changing event like the Single Woman of Purpose tour workshop, where you can come and start the ball rolling. Like I said, it will take that one experience that will have a dominoes effect in your life. One thing will lead to another, and you're going to sit there and go, I've been missing out. It's never too late, but just sometimes you want to kick yourself like, wow, I wish I'd known this before, but that's okay, because now is your time and this is your season. And some of you are already feeling a shift. I spoke about that recently too. Seeing the signs of your shifting, the feeling of feeling unsettled. And there's a stirring in your spirit and you feel like something's about to change, or you're getting a feeling that you need to make some changes so the rest of your life can be greater than your past, than your present. You are now solution focused. You are about changing your mind so you can change your circumstance, so you can change your behavior, the way you have been doing things, and you're going to be better. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I will talk with you soon.